The conflict between Russia and Ukraine centers on a fundamental principle: sovereignty. Ukraine, having declared independence from the collapsing Soviet Union in 1991, asserts its right to self-determination. This means choosing its own path, alliances, and future without external interference. Ukraine's desire for sovereignty stems from a yearning for freedom and autonomy. It is a rejection of historical domination and a declaration of its right to chart its own course. The Ukrainian people have shown unwavering resolve in defending their homeland and their right to exist as a free and independent nation. However, Russia's actions challenge this sovereignty. In 2014, Russia annexed Crimea, a Ukrainian peninsula with a majority Russian population. This act, widely condemned by the international community, was a precursor to the larger invasion in 2022. Russia's justification for these actions is rooted in historical claims and security concerns, which we will explore further. Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022 sent shockwaves through the international community. This act of aggression, a blatant violation of Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity, shattered the peace in Europe. The invasion has resulted in widespread condemnation and sanctions against Russia. Russia's justifications for its actions have been met with skepticism and rejection. Moscow claims that its intervention is necessary to protect Russian-speaking populations in Ukraine and to prevent NATO expansion. However, these arguments are widely seen as a pretext for a land grab and an attempt to restore Russia's sphere of influence. The international community has rallied behind Ukraine, providing humanitarian aid, military assistance, and diplomatic support. The United Nations General Assembly has overwhelmingly condemned the invasion, demanding Russia's immediate withdrawal. The invasion has also triggered a refugee crisis, with millions of Ukrainians fleeing their homes in search of safety. To understand the current conflict, one must delve into the complex history of Russia and Ukraine. These two nations share deep cultural and religious ties, but their relationship has been marked by periods of both cooperation and conflict. Ukraine, with its fertile lands and strategic location, has long been coveted by its larger neighbor. Centuries of Russian and Soviet rule have left a lasting impact on Ukraine, shaping its identity and its relationship with Russia. The fall of the Soviet Union in 1991 marked a turning point. Ukraine, along with other former Soviet republics, declared independence, ushering in a new era. However, the transition was not without its challenges. Section 4. The global stage: international condemnation of Russia's actions. The international community's response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine has been swift and decisive. The United Nations, along with numerous countries, has condemned the invasion as a violation of international law and Ukraine's sovereignty. Sanctions have been imposed on Russia, targeting its economy, financial institutions, and individuals close to the Kremlin. These sanctions aim to pressure Russia to cease hostilities and withdraw its forces from Ukraine. The International Criminal Court, or ICC, has also opened an investigation into alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity committed in Ukraine. The conflict has sparked a global debate about the use of force, the responsibility to protect civilians, and the future of the international order. Section 5. The importance of sovereignty in the 21st century. The conflict in Ukraine highlights the enduring importance of sovereignty in the 21st century. Sovereignty, the principle that each state has the right to govern itself free from external interference, is a cornerstone of the international system. Respect for sovereignty is essential for maintaining peace and stability in a world where countries are interconnected. It allows states to determine their own destinies, choose their alliances, and pursue their own interests without fear of coercion or aggression. The invasion of Ukraine is a stark reminder that sovereignty is not a given. It must be constantly defended and upheld by the international community. The principle of sovereignty is enshrined in the United Nations Charter, which prohibits the use of force against the territorial integrity or political independence of any state. Section 6. The quest for peace, a glimmer of hope in a divided world. Despite the ongoing conflict, there is a glimmer of hope for a peaceful resolution. Diplomatic efforts are underway to find a negotiated settlement that respects Ukraine's sovereignty and addresses Russia's security concerns. However, the path to peace is fraught with challenges. Mistrust runs deep, and the two sides remain far apart on key issues. The human cost of the conflict continues to mount, with countless lives lost and millions displaced. The international community must remain engaged and committed to finding a peaceful solution. This includes providing humanitarian assistance, supporting Ukraine's right to self-defense, and maintaining pressure on Russia to end the conflict.